Okay, so I'm going to show you a very similar example to the ones that you have from 78 through 83. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to look at the division. Now remember that a fraction, so if you see a fraction bar here, that's the same thing as if you had a division sign. So I'm dividing by x plus 2. The second thing you're going to look for is to make sure that everything is represented. So let's say that you have a 3, a 2, a 1, which is represented there, and a 0. So if you didn't have one, you would need to put a placeholder there. So 0x squared if you didn't have one there. And then you would write your division. So you would have x cubed plus 5x squared minus 3x plus 8. And all of that is divided by x plus 2. Now the next thing you're going to look at is you're going to find what is it that I need to multiply x by to get x cubed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply by x squared. Because if I multiply x squared, and I'm going to multiply that by both terms, I'm going to get 2x squared here. And if I multiply that by x, then I get x cubed there. Now, if you remember long division, just regular long division, every time I multiply something, so if I divide by 2 there, 64 divided by 2, that's a 3 here. 3 times 2 is 6. And yes, that's a positive, but then I subtract the 6. So then these are both positive, but I'm going to subtract them just like I did there. So I'm going to have that, and then 5 minus 2 is 3. So I end up with 3x squared minus 3x plus 8, because I'm just pulling everything down here. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat this step, but I'm going to try to figure out what it is that I need to multiply the x by to get 3x squared now. So x times what gives me 3x squared? So in this case, I'm going to then add by 3x, because 3x times x is 3x squared. So I get 3x squared plus 6x. And then again, these both become negative. And so this cancels out, just like those canceled out, and I get negative 9x plus 8, sorry. And so the next step is, what do I multiply x by to get negative 9x? And that would be negative 9. Because if I get a negative, then that becomes a double negative when I subtract down here, and then it will become a positive. So 9 times 2 is 18, and 9 times x is 9x. And instead of putting them negative, because this is a negative, they're going to both become positive. And I end up with 26. So your answer becomes x squared plus 3x minus 9 plus your remainder, which is 26, over x plus 2, which is this right here. So this becomes your denominator for the fraction, and that is your answer right here.